There's a lot to get into, Teddi.
So much fun.
Finally, the Brandy bombshell has aired.
It is a lot.
We kind of hooked up. We hooked up, and then...
Who's we?
Denise and I.
Like kiss?
Like everything.
It looked like you guys were really struggling to process what was happening. Can you walk me through that moment?
Right in that moment, while Brandy is telling us this information, I started thinking, oh my gosh, this is all on camera right now. Like everything that she is saying is out there. Once it's out there and it's going to be on the show, it's on the show, it's there.
No, on Twitter, there was a lot of speculation that it was a setup. I saw screen grabs that compared it to like the Vanderpump dog scene from last season. What do you have to say to that?
I mean, if I knew that was the situation that was happening, I probably would have brushed my hair, put on a little makeup, made an effort. I think if you actually watch while Brandy's saying it, her hands are shaking. She is a nervous wreck. And that's why I believe her. Because I was there in the moment going, holy crap. One, this woman is telling me the truth. And two, she's hurt. That's what sat with me. This was a completely different, side of her. And I was like, I don't think she's, bullshitting right now. I think she's being honest. And the whole thing just made you, it really wasn't about their, what type of relationship that they had. It's that they have a relationship that now they're sharing information with one another. And now we have to hear about it.
When you went over there, did you know that Brandy and Kim were going to drop by at all?
Did not know. For us, it's like, hey, be at Kyle's at this time. Kyle, Teddy's going to be here at this time. And that's the way it's set up for us. So, I mean, yes, it's set up. I don't just randomly pull into Kyle's, but, that's all we know.
Well, I think fans were a little confused because it was like, well, Brandy's waiting out in the car and then Kim goes to get her and then she's obviously like fully mic'd up, but there could have been a stop down there where they're like, Brandy, let's toss a mic on you and then go in. Like,
yeah, I mean, there was
that kind of stuff.
I mean, I don't know how it went down because I was not there, but I do know that it wasn't like a quick thing. She didn't like sprint up the stairs right after. So, I have no idea.
Well, there's also then the like Instagram detectives who are trying to go back and piece together. They think you filmed that moment with Brandy after the Rome trip had already happened and you were back in LA.
Oh, no, no, definitely not. I mean, here's the thing I can say about the show. They don't make up things. They're showing it in real time.
You kind of touched on this with being in the moment with Brandy, seeing her hand shake. But why do you take Brandy's word over Denise's word?
There's some things that become completely evident that it's even in that moment, if I was on the fence, now knowing what I know, it would be impossible for me to be on the fence.
Is there proof to what Brandy is saying beyond just her word for it? Like, are there screenshots of texts and that sort of thing that will be revealed? I
mean, it's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. What do you think?
Erica told me at the beginning of the season, Brandy has receipts. So.
Yeah, I mean, but I think what everybody wants to focus on is, the alleged affair, but that's not the issue. I mean, truthfully, the issue is about what she was saying about us, how Aaron was treating us. It keeps getting shifted to the other thing. And it's like, that isn't our issue. She's not willing to really talk through each issue because every time it's fine. She wants to control every conversation and talk about what she wants to talk about, which she only wants to keep bringing it back to the kids because she knows in that instance, the audience is always going to agree with her on that. Of course, nobody wants their kids to hear that. But we also know that we're filming a television show. It's like, come on.
You bring up the audience being on Denise's side. Up until this point, the audience has really been on Denise's side. What do you and the group make of that so far?
I think people see what they want to see. And, I know how I feel and I can't base my life on what the audience is going to think because that's not real life.
You are the one who winds up dropping the bomb on Denise in Rome.
She has told us a lot of things that are now out there about you guys.
Why don't you just say it?
She said you two had sex.
Why was it necessary to bring up the affair allegation there?
You're going to completely see why. Once you watch the entire episode, you will understand why it gets to that point. But I also need to be clear. Once something is already filmed, it is out there. So, you know, Denise posted something today where like, I can't believe Teddi would do these, you know, salacious things about me and say these things. Why are you so mad at me? I'm actually not the one that said them. I repeated them after they had already been said on camera that's going to air on television. So why are we so upset at me? We can pretend that I'm a big shitter all we want, but once it's out there, it's out there. Here's the thing. If Brandy had a private conversation with me about this, and then I chose to bring it into the group, yes, call me a shitter, because that's what it would have been. But it was not a private conversation. It was filmed.
She doesn't like you at all. At all. She's said horrible things about you. You're obnoxious. You'll do anything to be in this group because you've lived under your dad's shadow your whole life, and it was just mean.
I give Denise an opportunity to come clean to me about the things she said about me, and then you'll have to see what happens.
Okay. You and Denise are now in a little bit of a social media back and forth, it seems.
Just to give everybody backstory, my dad always texts me after every episode. He thinks it's hilarious. He teases me. And so my dad sent me a joke, and he's saying, I know you're busy in my shadow, but, and he sends me a picture of him and I, and then like tries to do a meme, but it's like the worst meme ever. And he just says like, Dennis Richards, never heard of him. And he's trying to make his daughter feel better. That's just been like made fun of on national television about something that she has no control over. And there's nothing mean or salacious or anything about that post. I wasn't coming at her. I wasn't talking about the Brandy affair. I wasn't talking about anything like that. I simply was making a joke with my father. And for her to take it upon herself to then post it as a main post on her Instagram truly shows me who she is. And her goal is, I want anybody that follows me to try and go after Teddi. So it brings me back to the question, why are you so mad at me? Why are you so upset with me? This didn't happen with me. I didn't bring this back into the group. I didn't become close friends with Brandy and share all of these things. I didn't. You did. So why are we once again becoming the victim here when this was a choice that you made?
So you think it's a deflection technique?
Of course. But my joke between my dad and I that I posted had nothing to do with her relationship with Brandy. So the fact that she wants to post that, especially, you know, like if we're all going to talk about our personal lives, like she knows what I'm going through right now. And she's like, you know what? Still, I'm going to double down and I'm going to really get her. I hope everyone attacks her today. Like, you know, you do you, Denise. If that makes you feel better, you let that big narcissism show. You're Denise Richards.
I am Denise Richards, Kyle.
Do you see that people could also see that you posting that text exchange with your dad could also be taken in like a similar way of like you're going after her for no reason?
Well, I'm not going after her for no reason because she actually said things about me, and she ends up, which you guys will see, admitting to the fact I actually said worse things about you, Teddi. But her putting it on there and saying, oh, I can't believe Teddi would stoop to this level. Well, aren't you stooping to this level? You're posting it in order to get people to come after me. So
let's talk about the reunion because you guys have shot it. Was it good, bad? Rinna called it bullshit.
Well, I mean, something happened that was definitely frustrating. It's a crazy reunion. It's a completely different type of reunion than I've ever been a part of. I mean, cheers from different people, highs, lows, the whole thing. So, I mean, those of you viewers, you're in for a real treat. It was a hot mess for us.
Did you guys get any clarity on the Denise situation or any resolution there?
You're going to have to wait and see.
Did you have any lingering questions at the end of the reunion?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Well, not really. I kind of already feel in my heart what the answers are.
Okay. You just didn't get it from the person's mouth.
Correct.
Okay. And I think we know who that person is. Overall, did you prefer the virtual reunion or would you have rather it been in person?
You know, in my mind going into it, I mean, nobody really looks forward to the reunion in general, but I was like, this is going to be hard to do. But really, I think because we've gotten so used to doing things on Zoom now, there really still was a great way to connect. You could really see everybody. So like, I think that it's still going to be an amazing reunion. I mean, I know that there were moments like where my girls in the back, they're like, did my hair and makeup, they're like, you could like hear them like audible, like,
Have we seen the last of Brandy this season, or will she come back before the end?
I don't think that's the end of Brandy.
Okay, so we're gonna see more of her.
I her, woke up the next morning. She said, Aaron can never know this. He'll kill me.
Were you disappointed that she was not there for your part of the reunion? She's gonna film something separately with Andy.
You know, for Brandy's sake, I think it's hard if things are talked about you and you're not able to be there to, you know, defend yourself or to say your point of view. So I felt more bad for Brandy. The person that's involved in the drama should probably be there so they can have their, you know, day in court. But
right. I think the fans are gonna be disappointed to not see Denise and Brandy have a conversation.
Well, I mean, you know that if Brandy was there, Denise was not going to be showing up. So it is what it is.
Do you think that's what happened, that she threatened not to show up if Brandy came?
I have no idea.
Okay. What is your hope for this group moving forward? It seems like things are going to be tough to repair with Denise.
You know, I think that I never know. You never really know because things shift so much. Like, remember even my first season, like Erica and I butted heads, like we couldn't see eye to eye. Like, I love Erica now. Like, we are close. I trust her. If I was arrested tomorrow, Erica would be the person I called. You know, like, so your relationships really do shift and people are like, how does that happen? And it's because if you both are really honest and you both say like, all right, we're moving on, it's possible. So I never say never when it comes to this group because we're a group of, yes, strong, loudmouth, opinionated women, but we also have big hearts. We also want the best for each other. And, you know, I do think that, you know, you can change and you can change things, but, you know, you never know until you're actually in it.
I just realized if you've seen all the episodes, then you know if the bravo, bravo, effing bravo moment actually airs and where it airs.
Bravo, bravo, and bravo. I'm out. I'm not doing this.
Are you trying to, like, do you think you had me right now? I feel like this is a setup.
But does it air? Andy said it's going to air.
I don't know if Andy said it's going to air, so I'm not answering this question.
He said it's going to air when it makes sense for it to air. So I would assume there's going to be like a montage of moments that somehow add to an argument.
You're just going to have to keep watching.